Oh my, is it that time already? Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Good to see you all. I welcome you back. Today is a great day. You know why? Because it's a great day for a reading with Ricky. Today I am going to focus on a third story of my second collection called Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake Adolescent Adventures. In this third story, you're going to see that it's truly about friendship. A friendship where, despite whatever's happening in the friend's life, the person that supports that friend is going to be always there for them. So before I get into the story, though, of today and so on, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Rick, or Richard J.M. Gauthier. I'm a Canadian author, and I started writing short stories in the year 2000. Basically, I currently have 3 collections of short stories, well, 2.5, because I'm writing the third collection, but 4 stories of my third collection are already out there, 3 published and 1 on the way. But my first 2 collections I've published in 2021 and 2022. So when I started my career as an author and writing, I published Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake. Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, my very first collection of 12 original heartwarming short stories. It's about a little 5-year-old boy and growing up in a small town, life, learning lessons, all that good stuff about going through the steps in life and learning about how to handle situations, especially as a young lad. So why did I start writing? I started writing because I used to be a writer in the federal public service, and I was writing technical documentation, training guides and what have you for about 33 years throughout many different departments. And when I retired from my public service career, I actually wanted to volunteer. I wanted to volunteer and read to the elderly. I wanted to read to the elderly and help them out in old age homes. Unfortunately, the year I retired was 2020, and that was the year the pandemic hit the world and everything was closed down. So of course I couldn't follow my dream of going to help the elderly because we were not permitted at the time. So rather, my sister encouraged me to start writing stories, and I did that. I started sharing them originally on social media, and it seemed that fans liked what I had to write, so encouraged me to put together a collection. As such, I put together my first collection of 12 stories, Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake. To enhance Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, just this year I published the sequels to all of those stories. This is Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, the sequels. So have you ever wondered, after finishing a story or watching a TV show or a movie, I wonder what happened to that character? What did they do next? Where did they go? What's going on in their lives? Well, now you can find out, because in the sequels, each of the 12 original short stories are now followed up with a sequel short story. So you have there are 12 brand new heartwarming continuations in the sequels. You can find all of my books, Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, and the sequels, on Amazon.ca, which is the Canadian version of Amazon. And on Amazon, you can find paperbacks that I'm showing here, paperbacks and ebook versions. You can read Kindle ebooks you can buy Kindle ebooks through Amazon. If you prefer audiobooks I sell through Kobo. Kobo is a Canadian company that sells audiobooks, and I publish my books through Kobo, and you can find all of the audiobook versions on Kobo.com. But today's story is not from Little Ricky, the Boy from Otter Lake, or Little Ricky, the Young Man from Otter Lake, which is the name of my third collection. It is from Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. And in this collection of short stories, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures, I have again 12 short stories, but because the short stories were so well developed, or better developed and more intense, they're a lot longer, and as such I have to break this collection into 2 parts. It's sold in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 of the collection holds stories 1 through 6, and part 2, of course, then stories 7 through 12. It's sold equally, both parts, on Amazon.ca or Kobo.com. They're available in paperback, they're available in ebook, or in audiobook versions. Today's story, though, is going to be captivating moments of history and celebrating a new life. It is the third story in Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. So this is going to be the focus of Reading with Ricky today. So if you hang in there, I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to do a little bit of Reading with Ricky from this touching short story about 2 amazing friends from Otter Lake, Quebec. Be right back. Hang in there. Be right back. So here we go. Let's get settled in, get comfortable, and let's enjoy the third story from Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures.
Earlier that day, Gaius Julius Caesar was warned by the soothsayer to beware the Ides of March. He did not heed the admonitions given to him, and smugly made his way to the Roman Senate house. Caesar chuckled as he recounted the wailings of his wife Calpurnia regarding her nightmare, in which she had dreamt that she was holding her husband's lifeless body, weeping sad, endless tears upon his corpse. That early morning, Calpurnia begged him not to go to the Senate assembly, but he pushed aside her superstitions. He felt he had nothing to fear because he believed and trusted in the gods. After all, was he not a dictator for life, and was he not a god himself? Despite all warnings, the arrogant ruler of the Roman Empire had arrived at the Senate and firmly took his seat. He demanded forcefully that the group of Roman elite men gathered in the chamber to get on with the day's business. As a petition was being examined slowly and warily, unbeknownst to the ruler, conspirators who despised him encircled him. Suddenly, Cimber grabbed Caesar's shoulder and pulled down his toga. Caesar cried out, "Why this violence?" While being distracted, another Senator Casca produced a dagger and plunged it towards the dictator's neck. Caesar twisted himself and caught Casca by the arm as he questioned, "Casca, you villain, what are you doing?" The next moments, which transpired like mere seconds, found the gang of traitors repeatedly plunging their sharp blades into the flesh of this depraved human being. The men stabbed Caesar repeatedly. Though he tried to get away, he was blinded by his own blood, tripped, and fell. The crazed throng continued stabbing Caesar as he lay defenseless on the lower steps of the portico. With one last breath, gargling blood from his mouth, he beseeched, "You too, my son Brutus?" He was stabbed to death. The man known as Gaius Julius Caesar lay murdered at the base of the Curia of Pompey in the theater of Pompey. Ricky leaned forward, put his elbows upon his desk, and cupped his face into his hands. He closed his eyes tightly and relived the story, as he had just heard it. It was indeed quite the story, and this is what history is, a collection of stories. He was mesmerized by Mrs. Maheral, his ancient history teacher. She had a truly special gift delivering the chapters of history in such a way that these events truly came alive in the imagination of her students. She delivered her lessons so well that Ricky thought she must possess the secret of time travel or know the whereabouts and existence of a portal to enable her to skip through the layers of history. From her tale depicting the assassination of Julius Caesar, Ricky wondered if she must have been there. Perhaps she was some noble Roman woman, a slave, or one of the Vestal Virgins, possibly out of sight behind a pillar or statue, but actually there observing the events on that infamous day at the Curia of Pompey in the theater of Pompey.
I hope you enjoyed the beginning of this story. It's a very touching tale, and the rest will enchant you. So it is available again on Amazon.ca in a paperback or in ebook version, or it's available as an audiobook in Kobo.com. If you're liking my little readings with Ricky and today's story, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, hit that bell so you can get notified, and give me a thumbs up. If you're liking what you're hearing, please leave me a comment as well. Your comments mean so much to me, and I'd love to hear from you. So do take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Reading with Ricky, Rick Goetze, author, signing out.